Hello, my name is Daniel G. Wilson, and this is DGAW Interviews. Today on DGAW Interviews, I will be interviewing Perivale. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Yeah. Awesome.
You guys just played a show.
Yeah, we did just play a show, yeah. We're all pretty tired.
13 songs.
Yeah, Masks Off was the performance name, and it was our first ever live show as a band together. And we felt pretty good about it. It was really energetic. The crowd was nuts. Everybody was really great. So we're planning to do another one again, maybe in 3 or 4 weeks. Yep.
Cool. Now, I remember that you recently changed your name. You used to be called False Face Society.
Yeah.
Explain first why you called yourselves False Face Society and why the name changed.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, we started the whole band movement in grade 11, which was me and Nick at Iona Catholic Secondary, and we were in religion class, or I was in religion class, and I was learning about Aboriginal spirituality, and I learned about this group called the False Face Society, which were these masked men that would go around and sort of fix everyone's problems, and it was almost like a very spiritual experience and that kind of stuff. And since we were kind of into Cage the Elephant, the Pixies, Weezer, Red Hot Chili Peppers, bands that really had sort of a funk and a little bit of a psychedelic feel to them. We thought it was a really catchy name. You could do FFS for the the slang or whatever. Yeah. So that was the original name, and then we recorded our EP Midnight Oil with our previous drummer Matt Desmira. Sadly, Matt's not with us anymore. We have Jordan Diaz now. We changed the band name to Perivale just to sort of show that the band's once again evolved into another thing. That's when I look at my musical career, and I think a lot of the guys here too, it's more of an evolution type thing, almost like we're Pokemon. You know what I mean? We go to the next level, right?
Are we breeding as well?
Also, the main reaction to False Face Society was what's that? Nobody really got it. It didn't really catch. It wasn't a good sounding name, so it just kind of faded away.
It was too long.
Yeah.
It was way too long. Actually brought up the name, why don't we change the name to Perivale, because I thought that the place where we always practice, the street name, which kind of brought us together, for us, it meant the name itself means a lot, and that's why we as a band thought that we should go with it. Then we thought of some other names, and in the end we scrapped all that and we're like Perivale it is.
Yeah, because Perivale is the street that I live on, so all our band rehearsals and that kind of stuff happen on Perivale, which is sort of the symbolism of that. Yeah.
Google Maps.
Yeah.
So very much like the Arkells or the River Groves.
Yeah, sort of like that too. I mean, I actually work at. I'm giving more information about myself on YouTube, but no, yeah, it's that type of vibe. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember once seeing on an event page that False Face Society was going to perform. This was a few months ago, actually. What happened to that?
Basically what happened was we were looking to do a performance, and I think basically what happened was there was a little bit of misinterpretation and that kind of stuff within the band. And this was with our previous drummer and that kind of stuff, and we were looking to do a show. We were interested in doing a show, hooking up with different venues and that kind of stuff. And this was, I believe, with Man As Simply Is. We were all interested in doing it. What happened was we were dealing with a 19-plus event. So all of us here right now are under 19, so we can't play at the event unless we have a guardian. Which really sucked. We had to talk to the guy that was running the show and that kind of stuff. We had to sadly drop the show because of legal issues and that kind of stuff. So in response to that, the band decided we should put on our own show, just us, really do something for the fans, because there were a couple people that were excited to see us at Man Simply Is, with Man Simply Is. But unfortunately you have that 19+ rule, so it rules us out of a couple shows here and there.
Okay. Now, speaking of putting on a show yourselves, you are aware that in this very room, several bands recently in the past year have performed here, including a band called Cloud Everest of Toronto, a post-rock band, Seize the Moment, a Mississauga-based metalcore band, as well as the Step Defectors, a currently on hiatus band from Oshawa. How did you get wind of the possibilities to host a show in this venue?
Right. So the biggest thing for us as a group was the Mississauga music scene. I would constantly ask, where can I get this? Where can I get that? How can I set up a venue? Is there something I should look into? I got a lot of things for the Masonic Lodge, and then I realized doing the Masonic Lodge is almost like $1,500, and we as a band did not have that type of money to spend. So looking further, there were a couple of people that were also talking about the rehearsal factory being an option, and we looked into that. And we found that, renting this place for 3 hours or whatever was way more cost effective than putting on a show at the Masonic Lodge. And seeing that we wanted to just advertise our own band for our first ever show and really click together, we didn't want to pair up with any other bands, just to sort of show everyone that we can put on a show successfully and we can have people come out, which is what happened tonight. And I'm over the moon. I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to say.
Yeah. We wanted to do a show with just ourselves because, honestly, we want to prove ourselves as a younger band, playing with these bands who would be 19, 20, 21. I mean, as two 17-year-olds and 16-year-old and a 15-year-old, it's hard to compete, and like Jacob was saying, in those 19-plus venues. The reason we chose here is because we go to school literally right over there.
2 streets down.
At Iona Catholic Secondary, and I had been here before. I had done a rehearsal or two here, and as soon as Jacob said we might do a show at the rehearsal factory, I'm like, where? They just have practice rooms. He's like, no, there's this room. So we came in, we checked it out 3 weeks ago when we booked it, and then we're like, yeah, we could totally play a show on this stage, and then that's, as everyone saw, I guess, what happened tonight.
Yeah. Very interesting. Now, I have a question about the band's sound.
Okay.
On Facebook and SoundCloud, you guys seem to have a hard time fully pinpointing a sound, your
genre.
sound.
Yeah.
I noticed several hints of reggae, punk, of classic rock, and things I don't even know what. Could you please describe your sound?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I think our sound is it's very mixed up because everyone here takes influences from somebody different. For example, I grew up playing bass with Rush songs, Muse songs, and you have Nick who grew up first with AC/DC and then moved into some Red Hot Chili Peppers, Cage the Elephant, and that diversity it brings certain elements into our music that you can kind of hear, so it gives us an interesting flair, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and as the main songwriter for the band, a lot of people sort of ask me the same question as well, where's your main inspiration from? And I really can't pinpoint it, because just in my life, and I think everybody here, a really good musician, has been surrounded by all sorts of music, whether it be, from the classical romantic period to, stuff that, Drake's producing or Beyonce or whatever it is. You're just all over the place. And when I'm writing music, I'm always thinking, what did these guys do, and how can I adapt it, or how can I make it better? So, for instance, tonight, we had songs like Pick Up the Phone, which had a really 70s disco feel to it, and then what happened was we turned it more into a heavy alternative song and that kind of stuff. We had other songs that, like you said, had a reggae feel, and that's from me listening to Bob Marley, and then also Il Scarlet, which was another band that came out of the same area from Iona way back when. But right now, as a band, it's really tough for us to really define where we're at. And like all good bands, you'll have such a wide variety of sound. Like, for instance, the Beatles. You have a song like All You Need Is Love, and then you also have Helter Skelter. And they're completely opposites, right? And we noticed as a band that we really want to do that. We want to appease to as many people as we can because we love all types of music. So that's our main goal right now as a group for that type of genre. Like a rainbow.
A rainbow of awesome genres.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, if you don't mind me saying this, to be 100% honest with you, seeing the 3 different guitars that you play, you individually play, I can honestly see the roots of those the roots of your music.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like the Gibson SG, like the serial number on it says it's from the 1990s. So that's almost like that's the same time with like Nirvana, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that kind of stuff, which were some of my huge influences. And then Nick's got like 2 or 3 different guitars. They're not all here tonight. Yeah.
He has like 10.
No, I don't have 10.
We restrained him from
Five.
bringing like, what, 2 or 3? He would be changing like twice a song if he could.
Yeah, but no, as you can tell, like a lot of music, like a lot of lead guitarists, like, and I love that with Nick. Like that's why he's the lead guitarist at Perivale, because he can adapt his guitar range that much. He's not like solid or locked down. Same with Jordan's playing, that kind of stuff, and David's bass playing. Like we're all really adaptive. We're like chameleons. We can change colors, that kind of stuff. I guess. Yeah.
Why don't we call ourselves chameleons?
Absolutely not. That's a jazz.
Oh.
It's a jazz.
Yeah, that would be a
Jazz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, describe what it's like being a high school band, essentially.
Oh man. Okay, you want to take this one?
I would love to take this one. All right. So, like I was saying earlier about the bands that we could have potentially played with, 19, 20, 21, etc., so on. High school bands generally are looked at as, oh, they're just a high school band. They play covers, they play like the simplest little songs with poppy, catchy lyrics. And then you come to our show, because we're a high school band. Some of us not even done half of high school. And then you get the lyrics, and you get the bass playing and the drumming and the guitar playing from the 4 of us, and you just think, those guys are like 17, 16, and 15 years old, like, seriously? I don't know, that's my honest opinion of it when I listen back to our music. I'm not saying this because, oh, we're so good, we're the shit. No. It's just, yeah, I'm not cocky at all. I'm just saying, honestly, for our age and like the whole high school band thing, I view ourselves a little above that.
I think what you're trying to say, we're confident. We're confident with our music. We like it and we enjoy it, so we think that other people will enjoy it.
It shows.
Yeah. I think that also has to be attributed to our teachers and parents. Like they have been influences on us there. I mean, like,
Our music teacher's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm Kubeki. Shout out to Mr. Kubeki, Wojtek Kubeki,
He's a pretty cool guy.
Wagner, and then our parents as well. I mean, the music they listen to, always in the car, we're listening to that, we're growing on that, and we're kind of just soaking it all in, and we bring it back here. I mean, like, how many different decades have you heard in 13 songs? Let's be honest here. We have to give it all to our teachers and parents.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I totally see where Jordan's coming from as well. And, like, we always have that sort of style. We have that, like our parents and our family fingers, just like everyone does. But I think at the same time, this group really is, like, becoming mature in a sense. Like, tonight, like, no one else was responsible for the show. We didn't have anyone managing it. It was just us. It was just our individual, decisions and our actions, that kind of stuff. We all really acted responsible. So as a high school band, like again, like Nick was saying, like it's tough, right? You're dealing with that legal issue of performing those shows. So what we're trying to show everyone is that, hey, we're responsible. We have music to offer at the table. We're living in a total different world than it was in 2001. I mean, it's 2015 now. Like, it's nuts. I mean, it's just like time is flying by, right? And we really want to become a significant band. In the near future and that kind of stuff, because I mean everything has its expiry dates, right? I mean, if we're like 32 trying to play the same music for young people, it's tough, you know what I mean? So we're all aware of that, and we're just trying to make the best out of what we have.
Okay, now the Mississauga music scene. How would you describe being a young band in the just starting out in the Mississauga music scene?
Oh man. I remember when I was invited to the Mississauga music scene group, and I thought it was like a huge deal. I was like, oh my god, man, like I'm in the scene. I'm huge. You know what I mean? People know me. And it was basically just, Louis Bursey from, Terry Green. We knew each other, and he invited us to the scene because we had talked about our band, and he was, he liked the music and that kind of stuff. So how do we feel? I think I know how I feel personally. I think I felt really kind of shunned at first because it was kind of like, you know, you're the new guy on the block, you're the high school band, you got to get some stuff under your belt, grow up a little bit. And, you know, that kind of pushed me in a sense to say, you know what, no, like, I have a band, and I have really talented musicians around me at my fingertips, and, like, I have songs that I've written, and I've put a lot of time into it, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go put on that show, take that risk, that kind of stuff. So for me, it was, you know, it was a little bit of diminishing, but it opened up and said, you know, hey, this is how it is. You know, this is the scene. This is what you got to do. And I was like, okay, I can do that.
I'm cool with that answer.
Yeah, you know what? You pretty much done all of it. Good job.
Thank you for having us.
You're
It
very
was a
welcome.
pleasure. It was great.
It's awesome. Good night.
And thank you for being on my show.
Oh, no problem. We'd love to do another interview anytime you want. I mean, this was awesome. And we just want to say thank you to everyone watching and that kind of stuff, and that supports the band. And we'd love to see you guys at our next show. Yeah.
And when we do end up recording an album, please listen to it and then come to the shows and
Buy it, don't download it, don't be an
Don't make
idiot.
a tour. Please
No.
don't make a tour.
we'll just listen to it, and then our next show, if you're in the area, like, don't drive like 2 hours to come see this place. It's not worth it. But
I walk here.
We're cutting it there.
Why?
Okay.
Why? Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, we're signing off. I don't know how you get in this, but okay.
Thank you, guys. Keep it loud.
All right, we will.
We will. Thank you. Yee.
Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome.
The off button.